What's going on, everybody? Jay-Zach from Jay-Zach in the Red Zone here. I'm pretty pissed off. Not gonna lie. More today, all this news going on. All these great players that I wanted the Giants to just try and take a crack at are all signed. Adrian Amos being the main one. He's the main one. You lose Landon Collins, which is fine with me. I was fine with letting him go. Especially after seeing the kind of contract he signed with the Redskins. There was no future. There was no future with Landon Collins. We tag him for $11 million. What? We have him for a year. We tell him no next year. What's the point of that? No point in that. I'm pretty pissed off, everybody. As a Giants fan, I'm pissed off. And this is, even as a non-Giants fan, this move is dumb. It just makes no fucking sense to me at all. And I'm sorry if any of you guys don't like cursing, but I'm pretty pissed off right now. You're a rebuilding team. You're one of the worst teams in the NFL. You don't sign old veterans to come play for you for 2 years. You're not a playoff team in 2 years. You might be a playoff. That's a big maybe. That's a big maybe. Us being a serious contender in 2 years. Too much holes. You have a good draft, and next year when we actually have money, we have a good free agency and a good draft again, right? Like if your first 3 picks land this year and next year, and you have a good free agency next year, then maybe you're a playoff team, right? But you don't bring in a 34-year-old safety. You don't do that. You could have afforded Adrian Amos, a young safety who was better than Landon Collins, who would have been cheaper. That's who you bring in. You don't bring in Antoine Bethea. That's not how you sign. This is nothing against Antoine Bethea. He's a decent safety. He tackles. All right, he's okay. Will he suffice? Yeah. But there's no point in bringing him in. You bring in a young player. You don't bring in some old guy. There's no fucking reason to this sign. This is retarded. Is what this is. Oh my God. You should have signed Adrian Amos. That's the guy you signed. He's better and cheaper than Landon Collins. You don't sign Antoine Bethea. That's not how you sign. He's 34 years old. What are we going to do with him? Go, hey man, we just need you to be decent for 2 years, even though we're not going to do shit. What's the point? That's not who you sign. Antoine Bethea, decent player. This is somebody you sign to a team who's ready to win. That's who you sign. He's not that great to begin with at all. He's decent at best. He's a decent to below average safety. Is what Antoine Bethea is. That's what he is. That's who you sign. There's no point. There's no point to this signing. There's literally no point to this signing. He's a waste on this team. That's what he is. He's a waste on this team. He should have gone somewhere else if he could have. This is the dumb signing. I didn't want to make a video just about ranting, but it's practically this is ridiculous. For the contract Adrian Amos got, we could have signed him. Could have signed somebody who's better than Landon Collins, somebody we could have signed to a multi-year deal when by the time this team was ready to be here, by the time the team would be ready to make it to the playoffs or the Super Bowl, he would still be here on the team. You don't bring in an old guy like this when your team is in full rebuild. We are in full rebuild. That's why we got rid of Landon Collins. We're in full rebuild, or we just didn't want to pay him that money, which I didn't want to either. But it doesn't matter how you want to see it, guys. We're in pretty much full rebuild right now. So you don't bring in a 34-year-old guy to just play for a bit. There's no point to it. There's no point. If somebody in the comment section down below wants to change my mind, that's fine with me. I'll have a constructive criticism with you. I mean, a constructive conversation with you if you want to give me constructive criticism. Sorry for the rant, you guys. Didn't want this video to be super negative. I assumed that when the Giants finally signed somebody, it'd be really positive. And I was really exciting. And I was just, honestly, I'm more happy this was Antoine Bethea than it was fucking Deion Buchanan. I'm so happy it wasn't Deion Buchanan, who everybody's highly overrating, by the way. Why are we going after these Cardinals players, man? Betcher, these guys aren't that good. There's a reason they're not still on the Cardinals, man. Ridiculous. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'll see you guys down below. Subscribe if you want to, even though I just made a huge negative video. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike if you disliked it. I'll see you guys in the comment section below. Bye.